Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and this is another edition of No Capes, where I talk about comic books that don't have to do with superheroes, and generally Ethan doesn't read along with me. Outside in front of the homestead today, a little less smoke. Well, there's still smoke, but it's not quite so bad today. Anyway, we'll jump right into this. First, I want to talk about Revival, issue number 3. I am really enjoying the heck out of this comic. It's like this giant murder mystery where there's also this kind of sci-fi mystic thing going on at the same time. You know, plus this whole questionable coming back from the dead and how does that affect you and your relationship with the other people around you. I just think it's really interesting. There's a ton of plot threads in this. Some people have said that they feel like there's too many questions in this. I don't think so. This is only issue 3, and I think that we're going to need all these things. You know, I think it's like a real slice of life. Not obviously the situation isn't real, but you walk down the street, you have tons of questions about what's going on around you, and not everything in your life gets answered. And I feel like that's kind of what this is. I think we're going to see the answers to most of the stuff, you know, in the long haul. But this is, like I said, only issue 3, so it's somewhat short term. I think it's giving us enough to keep us interested without just giving it all to us in the first 3 or 4 issues. You know, we got this exorcist guy who now is supposedly a mechanic. You know, he's at the end of this. There's some disastrous stuff happens at the end of this. We're not sure if he's responsible for what happens at the end of this or not. We've got our grandmotherly lady who had the teeth issue in issue 2. She has come back once again. She's broken loose from the morgue and it causes all kinds of grief. And it looks like that she basically tries to commit suicide. I'm curious to see if she's capable of actually destroying herself. Yeah, I love this comic. I really like the art in it. I like the it's simple, but it really works for this. Well, simple's not the right word. It's just clean, and it's got lots of girls with freckles in it, and I'm always a sucker for that. So really enjoying this. I'm excited about this book. I'm looking forward to more issues of it. I think it's extremely interesting. It's a very thought-provoking book on a murder mystery kind of level. I'm thinking I want to kind of liken it with all the questions and all the strange stuff that's going on. I kind of want to liken it to Twin Peaks, the TV show. I don't know how many of you watched that, were old enough to have seen it when it originally came out and was on TV and stuff. It was, you know, very strange for its time. Heck, it probably still is. You know, David Lynch TV show where every week more and more bizarre stuff happened. More questions were created than ever were answers, and I loved it to pieces. So yeah, 3 issues in. If you're not reading it, I say give it a try, unless you're really put off by somewhat horrific type things, because there are some pretty graphic scenes in it. A little bit of swearing, but really dig it. Good stuff. Next, I'm going to talk about John Constantine Hellblazer, issue number 295. I think we're like halfway through this Constantine, oh, I forget what they're calling it, Curse the Constantine or something like that. He's hunting down his nephew. He gets attacked by some cultists who kind of kick the crap out of him for a while. But he gets saved by a friend of his who died probably around issue, I want to say in the issue 120 something, I think is about where he died at. He was an Irish guy who drank tons together. Any of you guys who are who have read old Hellblazers, Constantine for a while dated a girl named Kit. Kit originally was dating this guy that's a ghost in here. The ghost basically comes and saves him, scares the crap out of the guys. He hangs out with the ghost for a while, drinking. Meanwhile, his wife Epiphany gets herself messed up in some dead grass, almost dies of hunger, strikes a deal with a bunch of ghosts to have Constantine help them. I'm curious to see if that comes back to get them in this storyline, or if that's going to be a storyline that's coming up. He does finally track down his nephew. His nephew is having blackouts, has found himself over the body of mutilated people. Not sure, and they hide it. His wife helps him hide the fact that he's done this. He's doing tons of research. He finds out Constantine finds out his nephew is a major philanthropist, an extremely rich, well-to-do guy. He's a doctor, a psychologist, and stuff. And his nephew's trying to figure out if he's got some hereditary insanity, because he knows he was adopted. And at the very end of it, Constantine and his nephew meet in a very interesting way in his nephew's kitchen, it looks like. Really digging this book. Still love the art in it. I love the the characters. Probably Piffy here. She would probably be who I would pick if I was going to do a video response for Kent's Strange Lives. Who's your favorite secondary character? It would probably be her. She adds another layer to Constantine's life and to this book that makes it very interesting and very enjoyable. I hope they don't get rid of her anytime soon, because they can tell a whole another group of stories. Even some of the stuff that seems like he's fighting the same types of demons and situations, they change now that he's married and she's along for some of the stuff and whatnot. Great added character. Really enjoyable book. I love it. I've heard rumors, supposedly at 300 they're quitting this book. If they do that, I'm going to be so pissed off and so upset. I guarantee you there'll be a video of me cussing, swearing, and ranting a whole bunch if that happens. I hope not, because this is a great book. I hope it's still selling. I hope the trades are still selling for it. I just enjoy the heck out of it. Constantine's one of my favorite characters. So. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the new Deadwardians, number 7 of 8. Wow, this book had me thinking through it. I'm thinking at one point, holy crap, and then they turn it on our ear again. We ended the last issue with our main character, Vampire, being swarmed by a bunch of normal people in kind of a mob situation. Looks like he's going to get staked. It looks like bad things are going to happen, and he busts out his vampire mojo. He doesn't go completely feral, but suddenly he's kicking the crap out of people. They're flying all over the place, telling them they're all arrested. He hates using his vampire feral abilities, but certainly is not going to let himself get staked. Knocks them all away from him, runs after the guy he was after. That guy does some mojo on him, convinces him that there was a mage that tried redoing the world, and in the process of redoing the world, jacked everything up, and that's why they are the way they are. Then he implies potentially that our main character was that mage, that he's gone into hiding and is hidden so well he can't even remember who he is. Messes with him for a while, convinces him that he's the bad guy, and then towards the end of it you find out maybe he wasn't the bad guy, that was the guy, that was this guy by the name of Salt, just messing with him. But when he was fighting all these normal people, he basically caused a riot. And after he left the area, went home and was writing a letter basically saying, I don't know, I don't know how I did this, but somehow I did all this horrible stuff. He's writing this letter, typing out this letter. The constable that's been along with him the whole time comes to him and says, hey, we need your help. We need your expertise. That riot got out of control in Whitechapel. One of the fences to Zone B got ripped down. Zone B is where all the zombies are at. Got ripped down, and there is basically a zombie apocalypse going on again. They're running riot through even the good corridors where the young live and the brights all together. And total chaos is happening at the end of the book as he draws his gun, gets his sword, and heads out to make a mess of things. Plus, he's going to hunt down the guy that was screwing with him. Really enjoyed this book. I still like the implications that are in this. I know everybody go, oh, vampires, oh, zombies. I'm tired of them too. But completely different look on it. A wonderful murder mystery that goes on that just happens to have vampires and zombies around it. They play a part of it, but in a completely different way than what you would normally would. Other than the zombies themselves now being this horde that's charging into a place where there's fresh food. You know, that's pretty standard. But otherwise, not a standard story. Still really like the simple art in this. This is just fun. I'm curious to see. I got one issue to end this thing. I'm curious to see what happens. I hope this sells well enough that they can do another one down the road sometime. Write another story. The guy says he's got more stories out there they could write in this world. So I'm assuming that means that the main character doesn't go, because I like the main character. I really like the main character and his relationship with this prostitute that's in it. She wasn't in this issue, she's in the last one a lot. So yeah, definitely enjoying this book. That's it for this time around with my No Capes. As always, I hope other people out there are reading stuff besides just the superhero books, comic books, and sequential art is such an amazing way to tell some really interesting stories that you can't tell any other way. We get movie renditions of comic books all the time, and they don't get it right. They don't get the shots right, and they don't get the angles and the interest. So yeah, as much as I like some of those movies, this stuff, you can't beat it, I don't think. It's an amazing art form. So I hope people are checking out some stuff besides just the capes. Okay, have a good one, everybody.